Okay, it's the final night of Romford Film Festival this year. I'm here with some filmmakers from the short film Beholden. Will you please introduce yourself and your role in the film, please?
Hello, my name is Marcus Kai and I co-wrote and co-produced Beholden along with...
Hello, my name's Louise, I'm Munro. I co-wrote and co-produced Beholden. I also star in it. And also, Marcus, you have a little role.
Yeah, a little cameo.
I'll pass you on to another actor in the film.
My name's Betsy and I play young Toye.
Hello, I'm Eloise and I play Lorraine, the mother of young Carly and older Carly.
Great stuff. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Co-writers then first. Do you want to just talk about how you created this film? Where did the inspirations come from?
Well, we normally make comedy.
Yeah, it kind of. I mean, it was a really. I mean, it was a big creative process. It was a long process from where we started. This started, funnily enough, as a comedy. It's not now, obviously, but it started as a comedy, and it started as a couple, as two people that. Were meeting up, and it was during the lockdown, and they were meeting up on Zoom, and then we kind of, along with Tom, who was the first...
our third producer into our actual pictures.
So he helped develop the film, and from that, basically it was an idea of two people that are meeting on Zoom for whatever reason, which ended up being originally Carly and Lee. And then obviously we took that idea on. We didn't want it to be, just a Zoom film, and then we developed it, over time, and that's where it came from, and it really...
I think because it was the pandemic as well, we was weirdly, we was all talking about, I don't know how we got onto, how childhood affects adulthood, and then we came across those statistics where 41% of prisoners experience violence, and we were like, that cannot be a coincidence. Yeah. So then we just really wanted to look into how your childhood affects your adulthood, but because it had originally... being a love story, it kind of stayed as a love story, didn't it? And she became...
took on those two aspects.
Yeah, because even her, she's got issues in her life from her childhood, but they're kind of best friends still, so I think that's where it came from.
How long did it take you to actually write the finished script? How many drafts did you go through?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, we had a lot of time in the pandemic, so lots of Zooms.
Yeah, no, lots of drafts, lots of changes. I think that's with, any filmmaker, any writer would say the same thing. There are things that were there were things that came out. One thing, for example, the flashbacks weren't there originally. They came in at a later date. And then there were different flashbacks, and then there were different parts of the story that we don't show that obviously we edited down and edited out. So yeah, it was a...
Yeah, we had to choose which flashbacks would do... Well, we only had a short film, because we only had a certain amount of budget. Okay. We had a story for a feature, and obviously we couldn't fit that into 14 minutes. So in the end it became, would she represent him, would she not? Right. So that's what we had to... That's the only story we could tell during that time.
Do you plan to make a feature version?
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
Currently, we'll write... Yeah,
we're already writing it, because we just feel there's so much in their life, and is he guilty? Is he not guilty? And we also wanted to explore, they're so different now, whether that love is still there and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you, so you're at the writing stage, and
yes.
Are you exploring funding and things like that?
Yes, at the same time we're looking, we're looking for investors, so
anyone
if there's
in
anyone
the
out there in the audience, come and talk to us.
We're lucky because all the cast and crew want to still be part of the feature. So it's like we've already got, normally when you're making a film you've got to get everyone together. We've already got a good core team, both behind the camera and in front of the camera. And even if you Danny Midwin had a tiny little role in that, where he's threatening Adam in the prison. Obviously in the feature he'd have a much bigger role. So we're lucky in that respect that we've already got the team.
Let's bring in two of our cast members now. How did you cast these guys? And Louise, you want to answer that maybe? Okay.
Well, Ellie has been my friend for a long time. She's a fantastic actress.
I still had to audition though.
Oh yeah, so we
had to audition.
So Marcus and I recommended obviously someone who needed to look a bit like me. And actually sometimes me and Ellie are both actresses and we've been out before and everyone's like, are you sisters? And we're like, no. So when they said, an actress who looks a bit like you, I was like, oh actually, maybe. And then we recommended her to the director, but I'll pass this story on to her because he didn't know her unfortunately, so he made an audition.
I auditioned via Zoom. I was pleased to actually, because it makes it more rewarding if you've actually the role. So it's just a small role, but she's a really interesting character, I think, and has a lot of potential. She's obviously not a great mother, but not a bad person. She's vulnerable, and it shows that.
Human being, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly, and it shows you that cycle, because likely she went through the same thing as a child, so she's damaged. Yeah. But so I thought she was an interesting character, and I was pleased to audition and get offered the role.
Do you know, as you were asking how I cast it, I just realised I just cast my friends, because then my other friend has a daughter. And actually, I was going round to scout, because there was originally another scene in the film.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have the budget. Well, we'll tell you that story later. Where Adam's character smashed the villain over with a decanter, and glass went everywhere, and my friend has got a little bar. So we was like, oh, can we come round and see your bar? And then when we went round there, my friend's mum, who's my mum's friend, said, oh, Betsy likes acting, do you want to audition her? So then we did, and she did a fantastic job, actually. I'll pass you on to Betsy. Well done.
So Betsy, is this your first film that you've been in?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you done any other kind of acting at all on stage, or, I don't know, anything at school?
No.
No? What was your kind of greatest challenge, something that you found difficult, or did you find everything natural?
It was like kind of hard, because you had to do like so many takes of it, but it was like not that really hard to do.
What was the thing you enjoyed the most?
Like everyone like on there was like really nice, and like because I made a new friend Elias, and it was like fun doing it with him.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, literally, we couldn't have cast two better people. They were like best friends within 5 minutes. He was like, well, this is going to work.
Yeah.
So he's the same age as you. That's the first time you've met him, isn't it?
Are you planning to do more acting in the future?
I mean, I want to. If I got like the chance, I would, but...
Yeah. You should do, yeah.
So, how old were you at the time of filming?
10, I think.
Right. Wow. Yeah, so... Yeah, you're going to look for more projects, maybe work with these guys again?
Definitely.
Yeah.
She'll have to play a bit older now.
I know.
So now we have to find another little one.
I mean, people might not know, this is a question for you guys, I guess, if you work with children, there's obviously certain restrictions and things like that you have to work towards, and that is obviously, I'm guessing that must be a challenge for you.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing really is the days and the working hours. Obviously, ideally you can't really, you shouldn't really take children out of school, which leaves weekends and holidays. And then in our film, as you saw, we had quite a lot of night shoots, and we shot it in April. So we didn't have it. It wasn't getting light. It wasn't getting dark that early. So we had to do the day scenes and the night scenes, and all fit it into one day. And make sure the children had breaks. So in a way, it was
Children licenses.
The child licenses as well. You obviously have to apply for and get those before you can do anything. There's a lot of, which of course is really important, to protect children that work in film. But there's a lot you have to look at for, in terms of scheduling. It is.
We had to start later, and the first scene was rehearsed because we couldn't use Betsy and Elias. We could only use them for a certain amount of hours. I think the running scene was rehearsed by you and Leon, being the children down the stairs.
Yeah, and then we got them in, and then
the last minute was like, right, this is what you do, quickly film! And they were brilliant. Everyone loved them.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about Adam Deacon? So how did you get him involved? Which one of you reached out to him?
Our director, Leon Lopez, works in a lot of TV, so I met him years ago when we were both just actors, and he said I want to direct and I said I want to write. He invited me to a film of his, so we just became friends. Anyway, we sent him this script, he loved it, and originally actually I wasn't going to be in it necessarily, but he was just like, right, Louise, you need to play that part, and I was like, great. And then he was like, Adam Deacon needs to play that part. And we're like, right, okay.
But then it was our job to book him, basically.
But actually, it was
great. I mean, he was great. He's brilliant to work with. The chemistry between him and Louise and the other actors is just fantastic. So he was definitely from day one the right person completely.
Yeah, he's lovely. We couldn't get through to him at first. So then I think in the end we went through Instagram. So can we send you? I should probably tell him the secrets. And then I think we got in touch with him and he said go for our agent, and then we went for his agent, sent in the script, and then luckily he liked it, and now he's in our film.
Yeah. Does that help when you're trying to get the feature funded and things like that, the feature version? Does having someone like him on board, does that help?
Ask us in 6 months.
Yeah.
Because maybe.
Yeah,
I think definitely behind the camera with the director.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I think.
It helps with contacts, I think. It helps with exposure. I think,
he's got a following,
stage.
so anyone. So yes, I guess hopefully is the answer, but we will find out.
There's another question for you, Louise. Were you always going to play the lead yourself, having wrote it, or did you?
Originally, it was a comedy piece between me and Marcus.
We wrote it for me and Louise. Could you imagine me playing that character now? No. So we wrote it originally for ourselves, and obviously it became not my part anymore at all. But it became. I mean, I think it was.
Yeah, I guess.
In many ways,
yeah.
it was.
But then when we passed it to Leon, actually, I wasn't necessarily married to the part. But then actually, because he was like, no, you should play it. I was like, okay, yeah, I am that. I can play that part. I'm from Romford. Why not? Yep. So yeah, I think it was quite an easy, accessible character for me to play. So yeah, I'm glad I got to play it.
Was there any audience questions at this point? Do you want to just pop your hand up? And we'll get a microphone. Anyone?
That's it.
Oh yeah, right at the back there. Keep your hand up, please, sir. That's it.
Hi, I love the film tonight. I think it's one of the best ones I've seen in the last few days.
Oh, thank you.
I just wonder where did you film it? What jail?
We filmed in Gloucester Prison, the prison scenes, which is a shutdown prison that they use for filming locations. Then we filmed
the house scene round the corner.
Just round the corner in Romford, and then we shot the flat and the children's scenes. The young parts was in East London.
Yeah.
It certainly had the air of realism. It looked pretty. It looked a real thing.
Thanks. Well, luckily our art director, who can't be here tonight because it's quite late and far for them, but she was living on that council estate, and so we ended up being able to use her flat, which was great. We still did have to get permission to film on the council estate though, and then weirdly, the little boy that we cast, because he's half Moroccan, and we needed a boy that was, because Adam Deacon's half Moroccan, lived on the council estate. It was like it was meant to be. Yeah.
Sounds like a happy accident.
Yeah. He was like, I'm just going home for lunch. He was like, yes, please, take your break.
Anyone else out there?
Didn't you have some problems with the council?
Yes.
Right.
Do you want to say it, Marcus? They originally said we could film it for free. I'll pass on Marcus to the story. What night did we hear that we had to pay Marcus?
I think it was the night before.
The night before, and also
we had to pay quite a large amount of money to be able to film on account. Even though it was, it was our art director's flat that we filmed in order to use the walkways and that we did have to pay the council quite a lot.
The thing is, because originally they said, oh no, it's fine because someone lives there, and then the night before they said, we've made a mistake, you have to pay this much, and you have to go around every single flat, this is like 11 o'clock the night before, and put a letter saying that you're going to be filming there. So luckily our art director lived there, so we just dropped off the leaflets because we had a million and other things to do because it was the night before filming, and she lovelyly posted them for us. Yeah. Thanks for reminding us. Oh, there is another funny story.
Oh,
whose car broke down?
The director, Leon Lopez.
But before Ellie tells you this story, I know it looks like there's a lot of women on this panel, but mainly it was men. So you've got a man director, man cinematographer, all the lighting guys surrounded around this car. Carry on, Ellie.
Leon's car wouldn't start up, the battery was dead, and all the guys were panicking. And I just
and no one knew how to fix
No one knew what to do, so I just nipped to my car, got a battery pack. He didn't know how to pop his bonnet, so I did that.
She was in that little dress at the time, and she was like, right boys, let's do this.
And and I sorted it out.
Well done.
Girl power. Modern woman. Yeah.
Any other questions? No, so I'm going to ask you all what you're doing next. Eloise, do you want to start? What's your next project?
Just working on some voiceover projects at the moment, various bits and pieces. But yeah, need to get some auditions.
She's a great actress if anyone needs one.
So Betsy, you're obviously looking just to get into more films.
Yeah, if I got an opportunity, I would, but I don't know yet.
Any intention maybe to write your own films or to direct? Does that interest you, or just acting?
I don't think I could direct or write like that.
Why not?
It's like a really big like thing about like making like films is like the main part of it, but like it's like really hard. But the acting's fun as well. So.
Good. Louise, what do you?
Well,
apart from obviously the feature version. I'm sure there's
yeah,
other
we
things
are,
you
but
work
we
on.
also are
We've
working
got
on a
quite a lot.
comedy. Yeah. So we're working on a comedy feature that we're hopefully going to make next year. We've made shorts so far.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of work to do on that. If you've got Disney Plus, please check out Mama Tie. It's a short film on there.
Played at Romford Film Festival.
It actually did play at Romford Film. It actually
five
premiered
years
at the Romford Film Festival. Thank you for that. And
So,
then
yeah, we've got that. We also run our own film festival as well.
Yeah.
The Funny Life Film Festival, which is on in October. So this will be our 3rd year. And same as Romford Film Festival, we're part of the AIFF, which is the Association of Independent Film Festivals. We're one of the new members. So we're really excited about running that this year. So if you'd like to come and watch some comedy films, little plug, it will be on October the 19th, it's Saturday, and that will be in East London in Shoreditch. But you can find out all the information on the AIF website or on our website.
we are called It's a Funny Life Films or the Funny Life Film Festival. Thank you, Marcus. But mainly, if anyone needs an actress as well, just give me a call.
Thank you.
Sorry, when is that?
It's the 19th of
19th of
October.
October.
That's when I'm a witch every year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm not a witch this year.
Are you a witch just for one day?
No,
Or?
I become a witch every Halloween. It just happens.
A real
Oh,
witch.
right, no.
We don't contact her during that time.
It's off the grid. Thank you so much, all of you, for
Thank
joining
you.
us and for joining us here and submitting your film. Can we have a round of applause, please, for the filmmakers behind Beholden? Thank you.